Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned to Arise News Now. I'm Cynthia Are. Now, as Nigeria joins the global celebration of International Day of Persons with Disabilities, new data underscores both the scale of disability worldwide and the need for greater recognition of human diversity. The World Health Organization estimates that over 1.3 billion people, representing 16% of the global population, experience significant disabilities. Beyond facing higher mortality risks, many live with increased health burdens or reduced functioning compared to their peers. Albinism serves as an illustrative example. Categorized as a rare genetic condition impacting melanin production, it is rightly recognized as a form of disability due to associated visual and dermatological impairments over the lifespan. For those affected, sight disabilities specifically can profoundly shape life experiences. Yet, ability transcends physical or neurological variation. To further discuss the matters affecting disability generally, Epelle joins us from our Abuja studio. He's the CEO and founder of the Albino Foundation. That's a global disability rights and inclusion advocate. He's also the convener of Disability Inclusion Nigeria. Good afternoon, Mr. Epelle. Good to see you. Thank you for being here on Arise News Now.
Good afternoon, Cynthia. Good to see you.
Same here, of course.
And may I say congratulations. I say congratulations to well over 31.5 million Nigerians with disability, over 800 million Africans with disability, and you're right, 1.3 billion globally with disability. Congratulations, this is your day, and we will make the best of this day.
Indeed. Thank you for enlightening us. I'm wondering if you can enlighten us further on the significance of this day and immediate next steps that you'd like to see to ensure that, this time next year, there's a lot of progress that's been made.
Well, it is significant. If you look at the statement from the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio, you will find how they were able to weave issues of persons with disability with that of SDG. All of the 17 goals of the SDG speaks to disability in clear terms. And so whether we have made progress or not, it is left for the public, the very analytic public, and the media to tell. But personally, we've made some reasonable progress, but the progress, the result is a bit slow. But we can do better when government takes issues of persons with disability very, very seriously. They're doing a little bit to move the needle, but it's not very good enough. I think we can do better, not only the government as well, the private sector. And that's why our organization are engaging very credible big giants that controls the private sector, especially the business private sector, the business aspect of the private sector. The NACA, the MAN, both organizations has embraced inclusivity, and we have made reasonable progress in convincing them to integrate issues around persons with disability, especially in the area of employability. And of course, with time, I will talk about what progress that have been made in the area of appointment, having persons with disability appointed into political offices.
Well, you mentioned appointments, touched on that a little bit, and also what you've seen in the private sector in terms of inclusivity. But what would you like to see immediately from this administration to further to demonstrate that it truly takes people with disabilities seriously? Like you said, they moved the needle a little bit, but it's not been significant.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit taken aback that the president or his communication office did not issue any statement celebrating this day. The word of the president carries power, and I'm not too clear whether that has not been done, but I haven't seen it. I took time out to search, but that's an opportunity that I think the president should personally take advantage of, just like the Secretary of the United Nations have done. I was expecting the president to issue a statement today. More or less, I was also expecting maybe the wife to bring in persons with disability today and celebrate with us because we are part of the citizenry. We are part of the people that they lead. And they have a responsibility to cater for all shades of people. In terms of what the likes of NECA and MAN, two of the DGs are my very good friends. NECA just last week, Thursday, introduced a new dimension to their award, which is a big Oscar event. And they have created a specific specialized award for the most inclusive organization in terms of the culture they have in their organization, the policy, and the practice. And I am very elated to say that we're working with them and providing that. And we have identified a number of organizations that have really, really given issues around inclusivity the place that they deserve, and have also gone ahead to employ. I won't mention name because that will be commercial, but I mean, there's organization who won this award that have employed well over 30-something persons with disability, has created accessibility around their environment. And that's the kind of organizations we want to encourage. We are participating in MAN's conference come April, and we are participating in NACA's conference comes June. And these are organizations that are becoming deliberate about getting their members to be inclusive, whether it's in their environment or in employment or in their policy, and of course, sustainability practice, just to make sure that if the present crop of management leaves, the next set of management will continue what they have done, And so, what shall I say about organizations like Arise? The voice that you're giving to disability today, amplifying our voice, is very commendable. And I think you're one amongst several other organizations that have chosen to go this path. I think the more we do this, number one, create awareness. Awareness is very vital. Awareness of the issues, awareness of the opportunities, awareness of what can be done. And I think, Cynthia, we need to move from looking at disability from just a mere compassion or tokenism, and begin to provide a sort of a framework that would entrench the drive for true inclusivity as members of the country that we belong, the continent that we belong, and the global space. So it's important to look at it from all aspects. Today is Sunday. I reached out to a number of churches and I said, please help us preach on disability, issues around with disability. You will understand, you will agree with me, there's churches today that are not disability friendly at all. Their environment are not accessible. There are many of them that have persons with disability as members, and yet they don't reach out to them. They don't have a sign language interpreter, but they will pass the offering bowl, and these very indigent individuals will put their offering in their bowl. And yet, they are not catering for them. So the same thing is applicable to the mosque. You know, it will amaze you that the National Mosque is not absolutely disability friendly. And I think this is not acceptable. Let me shock you that I've not carried out a thorough audit, but the little scan we've done, I can tell you that even the State House is not disability friendly. The government websites are not disability friendly. That means, for instance, a hard of hearing or a blind cannot access any information on their website. And this is jet age. This is the technology moment. And yet, this segment of people are being denied the opportunity. I think I also want to say that, you know, it's been very frustrating trying to get the National Assembly to give us the opportunity to present a sign language interpreter during their plenary. And it will shock you that I have said it times without number at various platforms that my organization, through the European Union, do have the funds to pay these individuals who will be the sign language interpreters at no cost to government. And yet, we don't have that access. I've reached out to the office of the Senate President. I've reached out to the office of the Speaker. I think the office of the Speaker is trying to do something, but it hasn't come to light. That of the Senate President, I've met with the Chief of Staff, you know, and he had asked me to send certain documents to him, which I will by tomorrow. But we need to move quickly. We find ourselves with a huge number of people who need these services, who wants to be part of the community of Nigerians. We want to contribute to nation building. I think the other aspect I'll talk about is financial inclusion. You know, the central...
I'm so sorry,
Go ahead.
We have run out of time, but you have mentioned so many crucial points, and hopefully the right people are listening, especially when you said it's time for us to move from compassion and tokenism to coming up with a real framework when it comes to real inclusivity with people with disabilities. Jake Epelle, CEO, founder of the Albino Foundation, we'd like to thank you for your time here on Arise News Now. Thank you for joining us.